and I'll show an example of looping backwards through a collection. Okay, so we have a basic collection, a list of strings, and it has 4 names in it, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's write a for loop that will loop backwards through this collection. So let's say for int I, well, let's just do index. I'll talk about I in a second. For int index equals names.count minus 1. Index is greater or equal to 0. Index minus minus. Console write line names at index. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1. We have successfully looped through this backwards. So how do we do that? Well, again, this, we just created a list and stuck 4 names into it. That's all we're doing there. Then this bit right here is what's important. Our variable initialization is we're creating an index variable of type integer that's set to names.count minus 1. We want the first iteration of this loop to start with index being 3. Remember, arrays and collections are 0 index based, meaning that names at 0 is 1. Actually, hold on, let me do that. Names at 0 is that, names at 1 is that, names at 2 is that, and names at 3 is that. That means we want our index to start at 3. Well, unfortunately, names.count is going to return 4 because there are 4 elements in the collection, so we have to subtract 1 from it to get our first index. The next thing we do is we say while index is larger than or equal to 0. So until we get past 0, going backwards, we'll keep on iterating. Finally, we'll decrement our index. What is index minus minus? Well, index minus minus is the same thing as index minus equals 1, which is the same thing as index equals index minus 1. It's all the same code. That's how we go backwards through a collection. And notice how much cleaner this code is, because all of our looping concerns are all encapsulated here on a single line of code, as opposed to being strewn out with the rest of our code, and it keeps things very isolated so that we can just focus on writing the actual things we want to happen.